OCN presented by Samsung. We are halfway through the night to Playday 7, our final Playday for Stage 2 of OCN. We move forward with the night. It's going to be Bliss versus Chiefs coming up very shortly, guys. It's a pretty big one. Of course, Chiefs need to win this game to get back that second spot and at least put themselves further up the gauntlet. And for Bliss, you win this, you go 7-0 on the stage.
Yeah, two really exciting storylines heading into this matchup. Bliss, as you mentioned, they're fighting it out to try and stay first with that perfect record. So a bit of pride on the line for them. The Chiefs, though, they are fighting for position. So really exciting. Looking, of course, though, at this beautiful Bliss lineup. This is a roster that has been performing exceptionally well here in Stage 2, yet to drop a single map, which is quite a feat. If they manage to win tonight, that would be such an amazing record. I can't think of too many occasions, if any, honestly, as long as I've been around, where a team has gone perfectly over a domestic season, domestic stage rather, which would be, again, quite the feat.
The only blemish, an overtime win. That's it. That was in Playday 5, 8-7 game over order. That was an absolute fantastic match. But yeah, I mean, like, even then, that is hardly a blemish. Technically, if they can get 3 points against Chiefs, that would put them at 20 out of 21 points gained on the stage, which is just magnificent. It would not expect any team to be able to achieve that. And for these guys to be able to do it, I think would be such a big feat. Jigsaw, of course, was he the missing piece of this roster? The thing is, Team Bliss had a fantastic Stage 1 in the regular season. They had 13 points, they had 5 wins, 2 losses, but it was their playoff performance where they did let things slip, losing 2-0 to Rufflecopter. This time, they're straight into the grand final. Their opponents for this game, though, of course, is going to be the Chiefs, who must win if they want to get that second place finish and put themselves at least just one best of 3 away from the grand final.
Yeah, of course, off the back of Order, just taking down the Knights in an extremely close 7-1 victory. It does mean that, unfortunately, as we stand, they have been jumped, and one position in the Gauntlet format means it's one more best of 3 that they need to play. That said, if they manage to get the dub here, they will jump Order, their counterparts, and that means that they're one step away from taking on Bliss eventually if they do manage to make it through. So quite a critical matchup here for the Chiefs. Not do or die in the sense that they've already been locked in for a playoffs position in that sense, but they are still fighting for second. Digital tucking away his Cookie Monster there. Very
can't see it now,
nice
though, Dig. You can't see it. Yeah, brings him back out. Look, these guys have been a lot of fun to watch. They are a team, I think, capable of going back-to-back. You've got to remember, they were the stage champions in Stage 1. They beat the Knights 3-1, very convincingly, too. I mean, like, for a grand final, it was a bit of a stomp. And then there was some question marks. You know, Playday 2, they lost to Rufflecopter. You know, they obviously recently lost to LFO. That curse has continued, guys. Those 2 losses, again, just keeping some question marks on this roster. But if they can beat Bliss, a team that has not been beaten, you get second place, you knock off Bliss, the only team that will have done that. You put yourselves one best of 3 away from the grand final. They're in a good position to go back-to-back.
Yeah, that is the goal for them in this stage, go back-to-back, and I would say that many would anticipate the Chiefs to be a little bit naturally stronger in the best of 3 format against the Bliss roster, where it's a little bit more of an unknown. They don't have quite as much experience with that format. So if they can be just one step away from that, they would be in such a great position. And if they know that they can take down Bliss because they do so tonight, then wow, they're going to be really confident in that matchup. So again, quite an exciting one. And yeah, very keen to jump in.
Let's go and have a look at the map where we will be playing. Hoping it's going to be something, again, different. No, it's actually Coastline, just like our first game between Ruffle and Wildcut, which that was a bit of a stomp. We've actually had a 7-2, 7-1, so I'm hoping we don't get a 7-0 following a bit of a spooky trend there. Of course, the Chiefs, they had Consulate, guys, but this time, they banned it out. They're learning.
This is incredible, the evolution of the Chiefs, and it feels like we've ragged on them a little bit through this stage, maybe even last stage as well, where for whatever reason, they just haven't been amazing on console at time and time again. They keep letting it through the veto and are playing it against their opponents to not much success. So look, they're not taking that risk here tonight. We'll head to Coastline, which is a map that hasn't been played a whole lot here in the Oceanic Nationals for Stage 2. We did see it earlier tonight between Wildcard and Roffle. That was quite a hectic matchup, and Roffle really edging out their opponents there with a lot of aggression and winning a lot of ones. Now, honestly, the way that Bliss have been playing in this stage, I would say that they'll be looking red hot on this map. All it takes is for a couple of their players to really fire up. You think about Jigsaw, for example, who's been red hot. Maybe even Oda, for example, if he gets a little bit more off that flex roll, for example. And yeah, this could really blow up in the face of the Chiefs, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
I think that I went Bliss, you went Chiefs, and obviously I went Order, you went Knights. So what this means is, if Bliss do win, I'll be winning OCN predictions. Wouldn't that be great? I win OCN, you win APAC South. I think that'd be nice. Come on, let me have something. We are obviously, it's always 1 and 2, you and me. You're usually the 1, I'm usually the 2. But it's 1 versus 3 in this particular game. Team Bliss, they cannot lose the top position. They are already into the grand final, but they will be fighting for the elusive 7-0 to be the first team to do it in OCN. They go up against the Chiefs, looking to get back that second place spot.
Okay, now apparently Oda... Oh, look at it's Manic on Oda's screen! Now, Oda and Repix said that they were going to get Manic in the ban phase, and there you go. There's a bit of BM, so...
Who?
You know Manic?
I don't know who that is.
I think he's like a...
Local caster or something?
He casts like that other shooting
like
game.
Is he like a grade 2 host?
He might be. He casts some other shooters. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name on the broadcast, but...
There's other games in the world? No way.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently. I only play Siege though, because it's the best game in the world.
It is. It is. Fuse banned out.
God.
That's why this...
Don't tell me this is another... surely not. It was the Chiefs that banned it, so I'm not too concerned. Mozzie as well. Now, we did see the Meat Mozzie combo brought out quite a bit in that wildcard Ruffle Copter match, so we know that that is quite a viable strategy, and dislodging part of that is a pretty cool ban to see from the Chiefs. Now, Bliss will also ban out some utility in those black eye cameras, and again, to be expected, Valkyrie very potent at the moment. Yeah,
it's just all about that roam, the accessibility now, no nomads, so no air jabs, the Mozzie's gone, so don't have to worry too much about that. Better with the drones, and of course the Valkyrie taking off, or allowing, or taking off the information that the defenders can get with the drones and the Valk. So, Team Bliss on the defense first, Chiefs on the attack. If we think back to our earlier game of Coastline, it was Rufflecopter who got off to a 4-2 defensive half, but let's be real, they then won 3 in a row on the attack. So, I think Coastline's the sort of game, guys, where you're not probably going to be thinking too much about, oh, you got to get this in the half or this in the half. No, I think you can win either side in this case.
3 trap operators at least being brought here by the defense. Yeah, so the Cap Can... Oh no, 2. The Cap Can and the Frost. I guess Allah, in some respects, is like a hybrid trap operator in the sense that it doesn't pass enemies that enter within the Griswold Mine range. So that's pretty spicy here from Bliss, looking to frustrate their opponents. Jigsaw as well, being given the Oryx license that will allow him to roam around the map, get quite aggressive and lean in again to that really strong mechanical skill that we have seen from Jig so far in Stage 2. He has been quite the menace. So many teams have been struggling to shut him down, and on a map like Coastline, you cannot afford to allow 1 or even 2 players to really get a nice head start. We saw it again. Wildcard and Rufflecopter OJ out of nowhere seemingly having such an enormous game, and that really, just off the back of his single performance, dislodged Wildcard entirely.
A 60-40 split through the community vote in favor of Team Bliss. I'd say that's about right, guys. I mean, all things considered, this is a team that's 6-0 right now. They should have, obviously, the expectations to be the favorites here against even the Stage 1 champions.
Yep.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now, Worthy actually bringing out the gridlock in this round. That's a bit of flank watch, but Jigsaw, there we go. As we mentioned, could be very dangerous in this matchup, and he gets the first kill of the map. It's God Legion taken down as well. One of the players from the Chiefs that we would expect to maybe step up in response. So an unfortunate start here for the Chiefs, and I assume that Bliss overall, again, will play quite aggressive here on the defense, try and deny map control and try and find untraded picks.
Yeah, and once you get that first pick for Team Bliss on the defense, then you can sort of start to fall back a little bit more. You don't have to be too aggressive, but typically on Coastline, it usually does continue to play out quite aggressive for the most part. I don't think this is going to be as aggressive as the wildcard Rocketcopter game.
Oh, I got stuck on the rope. Oh. I actually never knew that he could get stuck on there or anything. I'm often the designated ace main on the on good old Coastline, so getting that wall open is a lot of fun. And of course, with no wall denial being brought here by Team Bliss, quite easy there for the show to execute those summers onto the wall, apply pressure in towards drinks, and just begin to apply a bit of a choke here on towards the defense. Now, it will be tough with the 4v5. Jigsaw back towards site, finds another onto Fisho. That was the deep, long angle through the rotate in towards Aqua.
Attackers recovered.
Now, this hookah position on the balcony, very compromised. A strong cross from Bliss being held.
And with the two-man advantage as well, I think Chiefs are going to find this very difficult to break down this defense from Bliss. Perfect start, courtesy of Jigsaw. Digital, of course, the cap can trap, although he does get revenge by getting the kill onto Shade. In fact, that was Worthy who gets the over-the-shoulder kill. Digital ends up dying to Oda over towards Cool Vibes. And yeah, there's just no time remaining in the round. Worthy with a spray and pray, but is unfortunately not heard. Into red time. Vars can go for the plant, but he loses his cover man in Worthy. Gets off of it and dies anyway. He actually somehow got the kill onto Todd. But it's the round win that goes the way of Team Bliss. And speaking of Worthy there at the end, guys, maybe we have missed this one, but it feels like it's the battle for maybe League MVP of Stage 2, Jigsaw and Worthy. Ooh. And Jigsaw is off to the better start.
Maybe. That is a very fun storyline to track heading into this matchup. I'll have a quick look at the stats actually and try and work out exactly what we're working with. So heading into this matchup, Jigsaw going 72 and 37, wow. A 1.95 KD. Worthy 70 to 46, a 1.52. So statistically, Jigsaw having a little bit more luck.
Success.
Success? Yeah, definitely not luck. As he's been quite consistent. That was definitely not the right way to frame it. As it hasn't been, you know, a one and done performance from Jigsaw. It feels like almost every single Playday he has been having just massive games. And Worthy as well has definitely had his time to shine, his time in the spotlight. But maybe this game could wither down to whether or not Jigsaw shows up for Worthy. And look, so far it's Jigsaw to get the early lead.
Yeah, 3-0 start. That's what you come to expect from Jigsaw. It's obviously not just the Jigsaw show.
10 seconds to insertion.
Had to really go slow on that
Jigsaw
one.
show,
If you remember
Jigsaw
back
show,
to
Jigsaw show.
You're just basically combining them at that point, guys. You know, it's impossible. But it's a team effort, and it has been stated throughout this entire stage that it's not all just onto Jigsaw. That Repix, Todd, Oda, Shade, they can all have big moments. Even the support players can have those big plays. But it is just constantly, for whatever reason, Jigsaw is always in the right position to constantly get these frags. And again, he shows it in this opening round, 3-0 start.
Oh, Digital in an early engagement outside the kitchen window. Now, neither player takes any damage. Actually, maybe it was Shade. Lose a little bit of HP. Either way, though, both players survive. Digital, the vertical play here for the Chiefs, will be looking to get up above, use that sledgehammer to create lines of sight down below and make it a very difficult objective to sit on.
Now, finding the opening pick as well is just so paramount. We saw it earlier. Rocketcopter's ability to constantly get those opening picks and put Wildcard under the pressure early on into rounds proved very successful. Bliss, of course, did so in the opening round. We'll see if they can find another one here in round 2. Chiefs have been able to maneuver their way pretty well so far, though, into the building. Minute 40 on the clock. We'll, of course, have to worry about time management, but getting some decent vertical control established, at least. So far, this is not too bad from the Chiefs.
90 seconds to work with here, and Digital, still with 2 grenades available, will begin to butcher up that floor. Now, there's no one immediately below inside of bathroom, inside of kegs. Instead, Bliss playing a little bit deeper over towards kitchen and cool vibes and Repix as well with that deployable shield can play a little bit more so underneath that lobby hatch. Meaning that this vertical won't necessarily net a direct kill here for the Chiefs, but it is pushing these defenders out a little bit, making them feel a little bit uneasy. Now, there's also an opportunity here for Oda to be under pressure if Digital wants to go for that common rotate. Elsewhere, though, the Chiefs will rotate towards the front door. Worthy, seeing if he can cut off anyone inside of lobby or courtyard, but no opportunity is really presenting itself for them. Both teams playing very safe, very conservative, especially when you consider how aggressive this map is.
I'm assuming those stingers are there to stop any sort of run out from main lobby looking over towards the service door, right? Like that's probably the play there. 30 seconds left. The Chiefs have not been able to really clear anyone out here. Fisher guy sneaks into the smoke. He's going to be able to get this plant down. No one's stopping it. In fact, he's going to stick this. He is able to execute it, and Chiefs should be able to play off of this now. They're in the prime position, unless Jigsaw has anything to say about it. This is going to be still very difficult.
Oh, shade.
But somehow, Bliss just keep finding these kills. And it's down to just Fisher guy. God Legion, and that's the run out. Don't worry about those track stingers. They don't matter. God Legion, though, can maybe still salvage the round, but Oda is counter-defusing. 1 second left on it. He stops it. Oh, he just goes huge with the triple. He makes it a quad to finish the round for the Chiefs. Oh, what a round. Vast is speechless. He can't believe what just he saw. Oh, my days. God Legion.
What a clutch from God Legion. It was such a strong plant from the Chiefs. Fisho sneakily inside of surface, able to get it down. And then the post-plant positions from the Chiefs looked so solid. They had control above, but then Bliss, the amount of counter pressure they applied to retake those positions was phenomenal. It should have been a Bliss retake, but then God Legion pulled this off.
What was that little... I need to see that again. I just see your face in the bottom left corner. You look like you just seen a ghost, Guz.
Wait, what? I didn't even see my face on the replay.
I saw it for a split second. I can't wait to watch that one back. Oh, that was, though, absolutely perfect from God Legion. Saved the round. Did Team Bliss maybe overcommit, though, to the diffuser?
I mean, there wasn't much time in the round. Bliss probably just expected to be able to actually cover it when they still had, what, 3 or 4 members up. So I think that's probably the calculated play there, is to try and stick the diffuser. And then 99 out of 100 occasions, you would probably win that. So, look, props to God Legion. Super duper well played. Very sketchy there for the Chiefs in the post plant, especially considering, again, that they had such great control above. They were unable really to prevent Bliss from retaking those positions. But as we said, this could be a God Legion or even a Worthy versus Jigsaw matchup, and so far God Legion is having a big impact.
Yeah, God Legion has stepped up to the plate. He's already hit 1 home run. Maybe he'll be able to find another one later on in this game, but he has been able to at least get this opening pick for the Chiefs. Very aggressive position for Todd. He should get droned down. He does. Has to fall back through office. Don't count on Team Bliss, though, going into turtle mode just because they've lost 1. They will still look to get 1 back. God Legion is sharp, though. I'm not sure that's a fight you want to be taking right now.
Oh,
run, Repix. Run away.
Save yourself from the wrath. God Legion is just the Terminator at the moment. Anything he walks past just gets disintegrated. That defender inside of office, Todd, on the Allah. Could well be his next target.
He's still just sticking around.
Still trying to hold this part of the map, but it could fall apart here. The Chiefs starting to pinch out.
The Chiefs are hitting their shots as well. 1.5 remaining inside of this 3rd round. Well, this is certainly a contrast to the last game that we just saw. Both teams going at it. This is really what you expect from 2 of the best teams in the region. Digital just trying to clear that utility, and he is successful. Of course, Bliss on the repeat for Kitchen Service as they tried in the 2nd round. Couldn't quite get the retake, but it's Jigsaw once again. He's now got 5. That's worthy shutout of the round. 1 minute left. It's a 4 versus 4.
Jigsaw trying to monitor the front door. There is a player out there, and he connects those shots onto God Legion, but neither player falls. Now Fisho in towards the site will try and stick the plant.
Oh, he could have, if he had it just shot straight away. He goes again. What is he doing? God Legion just sitting in the main lobby entrance. Primed for Jigsaw to take his head off, and he just obliges. He's got 6 and 1 now. I mean, obviously, we're not really surprised by his antics anymore. He does get shut down by Vast, who immediately is traded back. Fisher Guy able to get Oda. Of course, Jigsaw is down. Fisher Guy will put him out of his misery. Now makes it a 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds left. Does have the diffuser and should be able to stick this inside of the 6 seconds here. And
15 seconds left.
obviously, it is now up to Retpix and Todd to get the counter defuse.
Attackers activated.
Fisho short range with the Baron, can try and swing wide and find one. Does get refragged though immediately? He does. It's Todd to win it out, and they'll be able to counter defuse the kit. A slightly better post plant there from Bliss.
Well, I think it was obviously a slightly
Mission successful.
easier one to retake as well, to be completely honest. Although that one, yeah, just goes to plan a little bit better for Team Bliss. 2-1. And right now, I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it. They'll probably be feeling like it should be 3-0.
Yeah, they'll still be reaping that opportunity that went missing, unfortunately, in the post plant there in the round previous with God Legion, but they do a better job in that post plant. Always going to be tough for Fisho Guy in the 2 versus 1. He did a really good job to swing wide and find the first in the lobby, but it was always going to be tough to find, or prevent rather, the trade there from Todd. Yes, it was, you know, a little bit close, but it, you know, it was only a couple of milliseconds longer really than it ideally could have been. So, well by Todd.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And Bliss just continued to look so strong. It's been the theme, really, the story for Stage 2. Will Bliss ever really falter? When are they going to lose? And week in, week out, they keep playing really solid Siege.
Attackers have located a bomb.
The only team that has been able to get close to Team Bliss was Order. Playday 5, that 8-7 game on Oregon. It was a 3-3 first half, then a 3-3 second half. It just went the distance back and forth.
10 seconds to
This
go.
could be a game that is potentially going to play out in a similar manner if Chiefs can now get this 4th round. But, I mean, as I said before, I think Bliss are probably kicking themselves that they allowed the Chiefs to get that 2nd round. Full credit to Godlich, you know, you can't take away what he was able to do. But right now, I think Bliss probably just slightly ahead of the Chiefs. I mean, they are, quite literally, it's 2-1. But the way that they're playing, guys, that's the thing. The way that they're playing, they just look the better team right now.
Reloading.
Digital rocking the Knight skin on the G36. How very kind of him. As he is playing that yarn with 2 grenades in hand, which could prove useful. God Legion rappelling on the South Promenade, peeking in towards the security hallway. That pressure doesn't quite capitulate on towards Jigsaw. It does though onto Shade, who falls elsewhere. That's the smoke taken down. As we often say, it's a bit of a cliche, but smoke dropping first is not very ideal for the defense.
Digital, gotta be
Digital,
careful.
hello? Oh no, he was hiding. He was hiding in the. He was hiding inside of the replicator there. That was pretty dirty from Repnix, but it doesn't quite work.
Got a little bit of damage in though. It's something. Just keeps Digital guessing as well. Dig off to a slow start. 0-3 has been honestly pretty good over the last month or so and contributing. Just struggling to get involved though in this particular game. This very much feels like something that could be a grand final preview later on in the playoffs. Oda, big kill onto Fisher Guy. Again makes it a 4 versus 4. Digital, there you go, off that donut, perfectly timed. And he finds a 2nd one. As I said, he has been playing very, very well as of recent. Vars can now stick this diffuser, and Chiefs have got themselves a significant advantage. A little drive-by there Unsuccessful. Oda, though, able to get the kill onto Vast, and that stops the diffuser, guys.
Yeah, Oda being able to cross their digital. Doesn't find that pick. It proves to be costly, but God Legion is still alive. Gets a foothold inside of Sunrise. Gets that pick. Worthy immediately picks up the diffuser and will go for the plant.
Rappi's got to get a move on. Knows there's a player inside the kitchen, but I think he just gets blocked by his own prism there. It's 2-2. It's that back and forth game that kind of thought it could end up being between these two teams, guys. But this is usually what happens with Bliss, and then they pull away. They get to this sort of moment, you know, it's a 2-2 or a 3-3, and then at any point they can just go and put 3 rounds in a row on you in the blink of an eye, and that's what they've done to a lot of teams. 7-4 against Wildcard, 7-5 against Knight, 7-4 LFO, 7-2 Rhythm, 7-3 Roffle. A lot of them, you know, kind of start off close and then they just pull away. Chiefs need to maintain this the whole way as we head over to Hookah and Billiards.
The Warden being 6-picked here off that Wamai by Repix, who has had a bit of a quiet one here. Repix is often the entry here for Bliss and definitely has his strong games where he's quite proficient in getting those opening picks. Finding some kills on the board. The Warden may well facilitate that. Now, it won't necessarily directly hard counter too much here from the Chiefs. They're not bringing the Ying. That said, Vast is electing to bring smoke grenades, so maybe in a post plan or a plan scenario rather, that could prove to be quite useful. But honestly, it's probably mainly picking him for that frag power. The MPX with the 1.5 times scope can be quite deadly. Now, outside of that, Jigsaw again has retained, he has renewed his Oryx license, being given free reign to roam around the map and do as he pleases.
Who's going to be able to pull away? Is it the usual Bliss, or do the Chiefs find it within them to gain a sense of ascendancy going into the second half? Final 2 rounds of this first half. A lot on the line. Chiefs would certainly prefer to finish in second rather than third. That's one less best of 3 that they would have to play. And for Bliss, of course, that 7-0 up for grabs. It's going to be the first EE1D deployed by Worthy.
Oh, Todd, that's quite aggressive there. Finds a pick onto Worthy, who has had a bit of a quiet one, but his mate the Gold Legion might be able to clean that one up, who he himself has been having a strong map. Now, Bliss can settle a little bit here. Thing goes out there from Bliss. Not sure what that's actually pinging there inside of VIP. I don't think there was a player in that position. Maybe a drone. Not too sure. Either way, they're just holding firm at the moment. I think that's probably the mentality they should have. Todd gets aggressive. He gets that first pick. But now they can sort of just settle down here, relax, and really force Chiefs to play their hand.
Yeah, and it just slows this game down a little bit too. With a minute and a half remaining, Chiefs down a player. Need to be careful. They can't necessarily just run around. Team Bliss don't have to force anything either. I do suspect that it is going to slow down for the next 30 seconds or so as Chiefs kind of get their bearings for this 5th round. Rapix winning that fight against Digital. He did take a bit of damage back, but wins out. 2-man advantage now for Bliss with under a minute remaining in the round.
God Legion will now repel back up towards Aquabalk. Bisho lit up over towards top white. It's going to be a tough execute here for the Chiefs, but Vast alleviates a little bit of the pressure. That is Shade taken down. Now Chiefs can set up for what would probably be a default Aqua push, but unfortunately Jigsaw is still alive. He inflicts more pain for the Chiefs. Now God Legion and Vast need to culminate and do something pretty special now.
This is where I'd love to have Dev on the broadcast to sort of figure out what Jigsaw would need to maybe finish the stage on a 2+ KD. Could be possible, unless God Legion has something else to say about it. Swings and is successful, but fortunately had a lot more to do and not much time to do it in. Team Bliss will get their third round. 1 to go in the half, and they lead 3-2.
And honestly, just taking a step back, I am really impressed to see that Bliss have the maturity and the discipline and the motivation to head into this matchup and actually fight as hard as they are. Keep in mind, the only thing that they are fighting for in this matchup is the perfect record. They cannot drop out of first place. So in reality, they don't need to be going as hard as they are. But I think it's really good to see a team putting their best foot forward, still playing well. Yes, they're probably not going that deep in strats or anything ridiculous like that because there's no need. But they're still playing really strong Siege. And I think it's just good for them to be able to put on a really entertaining show.
The other thing as well is taking as much form as you can into the grand final. This is the thing, they're not in the playoffs, guys. They're in the grand final. So finishing strong is definitely the way to go about it if you are Team Bliss. Don't worry about saving strats or anything. You want to win. You want to strike fear into Chiefs. You want the Chiefs thinking, boy, how are we going to beat this? No one could beat them if Team Bliss win this game. Going into that grand final, you're going to be looking at a team that was never beaten. I mean, that is staggering. Now, if they lose this game, though, to the Chiefs, suddenly that aura dissipates a little bit. You think, oh, they are beatable. You know, we've already beaten them. So if they do then meet in the grand final, the Chiefs will feel confident.
5 seconds remaining.
So, yeah, they can't drop out of first place, but I still think there's a lot on the line here for Bliss. Plus, who wouldn't want to go 7 and zip? And who wouldn't want to make it harder for the Chiefs? I mean, I think that Bliss said that they look at Chiefs as their biggest competitor, as Repix looking for a spawn peek through main lobby. So why not make their journey in the gauntlet just that little bit harder?
Now, in terms of Jigsaw being able to achieve a 2 KD across stage 2, he's 3 kills away. So if he gets 3 more kills without dying, he'll be going 82 and 41, if my numbers are correct. Meaning he will achieve that 2 KD. So he's still trailing a little bit at the moment, but considering this match could go on for a while, there's a very real chance that he could achieve that feat.
Certainly. 7 and 4 in this game as well. So he is tracking along nicely. Only really being matched by God Legion, who's 7-3 and 1. Second E1D deployed by Worthy. Fast taking a bit of damage. Jigsaw can just rotate back over to the Cool Vibe stairs, and then if he wants, come back and peek down the hallway.
Looking to try and prevent the Chiefs from taking control above too quickly here. That's Jigsaw's role. Now, he probably doesn't want to play for his life here. Instead, just continually try and waste time. And honestly, they haven't done a bad job so far. Only a minute 45 to go, and the Chiefs are only now slowly gaining ground up above. I guess, of course, the beauty of Coastline is you don't really have far to go, and once you start actually obtaining control, you don't really need to move around all that much to gain a significant amount. As you can see, Digital now inside of Bedroom should have pretty free reign of Penthouse. And with Jigsaw taken down, as we see right there, he'll be feeling pretty safe, and he can begin to work above.
It's a big kill. I mean, for the reasons that you stated, of course, it opens things up for the Chiefs, but it's also Jigsaw that has been eliminated. Usually the go-to guy for Bliss in terms of finding frags, especially late in rounds. Still wondering if Repix can maybe find a kill here over towards main lobby. Minute left in this final round of the first half. Chiefs looking to tie it up 3-3 and deny Bliss from getting a 2-round lead. I definitely would not be counting out Bliss. Even if Jigsaw is dead, other guys can easily stand up.
Fisher Guy has the diffuser in hand once again. He was the designated planner last time the Chiefs were able to get that diffuser stuck. They used smoke grenades to cover it, and Vast still has one in hand. They do get sent out. Will they go for the plant now? Doesn't appear like that will be the case. I believe there's a smoke canister, a smoke babe preventing that, but Fisher is just going to go for it.
18 seconds left in the round. Digital taking a bit of a beating here. They still got that man advantage, but need to find a way to get this diffuser down. Trades go out, but at some point, Fisher Guy is going to have to stick it, and he does now. He gets stopped immediately, though, by Oda. 3 versus 3, but it's time. That is the biggest problem right now, but never mind. God Legion goes big again. And that is going to mean the Chiefs will tie up the half. It's 3-3. Ooh.
Welcome back, folks. You have tuned into the God Legion show, but it is still 3 apiece as we head into the second half. It's been a close matchup between these two. Bliss looking to continue and complete their perfect run for stage 2. The Chiefs still battling it out to finish in second place.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
And I think a 3-3 half is fitting as well. Both teams showing a lot. Team Bliss, I felt like on the defense with a team that was almost leading and Chiefs were constantly keeping up with them, but they were able to sort of maintain that. And by the time we got to the end of the first half, they tied it all up 3-3. And now with Chiefs on the defense, they could be the ones to maybe pull away here.
5 seconds left.
And wouldn't that be sweet for the Chiefs to close off the regular stage of stage 2 in second place, like they finished as well in stage 1, if I remember correctly. They did.
Wasn't really listening to what you said. So.
Chiefs finished stage 1 in second place, and
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
if they can win this, they'll do it
Attackers
again.
located a bomb.
It would not be ideal for Bliss, but at the same time, what really matters, of course, starts in the playoffs, and their position in the grand final already locked up. This is just that added bonus on what's been an amazing stage for them. And, well, you know, there's not too many rounds to go. Why not just give it that little bit more and see if you can go the 7-zip?
Jigsaw with the Amaru in this round, maybe looking to take quick map control, or could play a part in the execute from Bliss. He's just sitting outside prepping for the hookah window, and he's just going to send it.
As well just go in. Clearly was watching Knights and taking some tips as God Legion and Digital, the ones that find the kills, despite... Okay, round's over.
Cool.
Move on to the next one.
Yep.
Yep, cool.
Not bad from God Legion, hey?
That was bloody quick. I tell you what, that might be one of the quickest rounds I've ever seen.
Do you reckon we'll finish before 10?
If we can have every round like that, yes sir, but we're not going to have that.
No. And actually, an observation I've kind of just been noting in the background is that a lot of these rounds have been playing out pretty slowish in the mid-round for what we've come to expect on Coastline. Yes, for sure, there's definitely been your fair share of opening kills, but there's actually been a lot of genuine post-plant scenarios, you know, actual plant executions from the attack, which, you know, on Coastline, you don't often see. It's normally frag outs, so that's been quite cool to watch. That last round, of course, completely bucking that trend. Bliss trying to go for a bit of a cheeky, aggressive execute. Didn't pull it off. That said, they may not rein it in too much. They're bringing basically the same operators here for the preceding round. So maybe Bliss are just going to continually play with this relentless pressure, hoping that the Chiefs crack.
Well, great start to the second half for the Chiefs.
5 seconds left.
Obviously, it was not ideal from Bliss, but you know, you can't discredit them for trying. Chiefs was ready for it, and yeah, that was very quick. Very, very quick. Straight into round 8. And now it's Bliss who find themselves behind. They're playing catch-up. There's not been too many games where they've been in this sort of position in this stage, guys. This could be a really good learning experience for this team, though, playing from behind.
Yeah, I would agree. Jigsaw probing outside of the kitchen window. What's the game plan here for Bliss? Where are they going to try and get these picks and try and stick that diffuser? Because at the moment it has been pretty slow goings. Now Digital's getting very aggressive over towards Sauna. If he tries to rotate back, surely there's a line of sight through the wall that could shut him down.
Yep.
There he is. It's Repix. Lands a lot of damage, but it's Shade to finish the Rooney off.
Astute observation, Guz.
Thank you.
Shade. Big second one as well onto Vast, and suddenly the round just slipping away from the Chiefs very quickly here. Minute and 55 seconds left, and
Minute
this is
45.
generally what you
wasn't
expect more from Coastline.
Yeah, astute observation there, Zonox. Yeah, these last 2 rounds have been really weird and honestly very difficult to follow. So tough to know exactly what's going on here and how Shade is finding these picks seemingly with ease, but nonetheless a good performance from him and a good bounce back, a good rebound if you would for Bliss, but the job is not done. Worthy, who again, a little bit quiet in this matchup, could well activate here, and God Legion still alive, but maybe for not much longer.
And Jigsaw, who's just weaning a little bit in the last couple of rounds, still 8-6, has not been able to survive many of the rounds, but still able to produce offensively. This is the real guy that needs to be stopped. He is the villain. He is the Terminator, running around causing a ruckus. Oh my God!
Oh,
God Legion! No, that's not allowed. You can't do that. He's still got another challenge in front of him, and Rapix finally shuts him down. It's the God Legion show, but it's Bliss who win the round.
Oh, what an attempt there from God Legion, and a bit of a 5 bazillion IQ play there at the very end. He actually punches his own mirror so that the attackers inside of Kitchen can't look back through it as to where he is near the rotate. So a cheeky little play there from God Legion. It doesn't quite work out. He was eventually overwhelmed, but that killed it. And it was on Jigsaw, that second shot. One of the sharpest plays, if not the sharpest in the league at the moment, that he just pulled that off against. So that was absolutely ridiculous, but again, wasn't quite enough.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
4-4. What a game we are seeing between these two.
Attackers have located a bomb.
What a match from an individual standpoint as well from God Legion, 14-4. Does not really get much better than this, and as I said earlier on in this game, it could very well end up being a grand final preview, and wouldn't that be a spectacle? We're a long way away from that happening though, and obviously if Bliss do win this game, it makes it less likely that the Chiefs will be there, considering they will have to go through 2 best-of-3s, which is not easy.
5 seconds left before
To even just be in the grand final, they got to win 2 best-of-3s. That's
attackers' objective is to defuse
not an
the
easy
bomb.
feat.
Yeah, they won last stage by finishing in second, and I'll be hoping to do the same once again. Now, in terms of looking at the numbers, just to confirm standings and whatnot here, I'm just going to do a quick refresh just to look at different permutations as to what could happen. Now, I believe an OT win would be enough for the Chiefs. Actually, no, it wouldn't. They need a regulation win. So that means that these next few rounds are really going to amp up the pressure. The Chiefs cannot allow Bliss to get another 2. Otherwise, they themselves cannot physically get enough points to eclipse order.
Yep.
Bomb located by attackers.
Bliss just trying to get, obviously, vert control above. I like the silence sometimes, guys. I think it's nice.
Quite peaceful, isn't it?
This has been one of the slower rounds, though, at least for Coastline's usual expectations. 1.5 minutes remaining in this round. It's finally started to make their way into hookah. It's Vast who finds that opening pick onto Rapix. God Legion now up to 15. Need a God Legion counter in the top right corner. 2-man advantage though for the Chiefs. It's going to make things very difficult for Team Bliss.
Oh, good swing there from Worthy. And he doubles down there onto Shade. Now Todd needs to find 5, but no, Vast on the Oryx can clean it up. It's a big round from the Chiefs.
Oh, Worthy. I think the round was over anyway, but that was still just clean. Hitting your shots. And the Chiefs are looking pretty good. They're feeling good. And now they've got that lead re-established. Up 5-4. As you said, Gus, they cannot allow Team Bliss to get 2 more rounds. That's the first shot, but that switch onto Shade. Quick double headshot for Worthy. Clean as you like. And the Chiefs themselves, as a team, looking pretty clean.
Team clean. Does that rhyme? I don't know. Either way, Hookah Billiards will be the defensive side of choice here from the Chiefs. And they will be looking to lock in this next round if they want to get this match done in regulation. It is a hurdle that they will need to overcome. And they are theoretically only 2 rounds away now from being able to close this one out. But we have seen time and time again when Bliss have been knocked down, particularly off the back of some pretty disappointing losses. You think back to the God Legion clutch, you think about that round where they almost were defeated flawlessly. They have the knack to bounce back. Even when they are being tested, they're doing a really good job at staying in this matchup, and I have no doubt they'll still be feeling good about being able to close this out themselves.
10 seconds to go.
And Bliss are going to be made to really work for this one.
5 seconds
Similar to the order game in Playday 5. This could be a stressful one, but the good news is that as long as they... Well, it's not... The thing is, Bliss getting to OT doesn't do anything for Bliss. That is just disgusting from Worthy. The run out. Repic's immediately shut down. He's had a very unfortunate match. 3 and 7. Struggling to really get involved. But yeah, Bliss getting to OT doesn't really do anything for Bliss, guys. It more than anything just stops the Chiefs.
A bomb has been located.
Oh, Jigsaw. Oh, Digital wins
Wow.
that one. That's 2 picks from the Chiefs outside of the building. The confidence flowing at the moment for the reigning champs. They are determined to quickly close this one out. Now Todd enters in towards Sauna, trying to find this trade back on towards Dig, but it's looking to be tough. Digital doing a great job to hold on, but he can't hold on for long enough. That said, the impact from Office catches Todd off guard, but Worthy so low on HP cannot find that kill. Now Todd and Oda somehow need to bring this back.
They very well could. 3 versus 2. Not going down easily. Chiefs looking for that match point. God Legion's still alive. Is there yet another big play to come from him? Still a minute 30 seconds left. Fast going to get droned away from Cool Vibes. Oda and Todd certainly capable and have enough time. Probably would like to find at least one more pick. Opening up that Banshee on Cool Vibes, shoots it out. But this is where time management is so critical, guys. They've got a bit of it, but don't waste it.
Good foothold inside of Drinks here from the Chiefs. Vast as well using the drone hold to peek the top of Cool Vibes, meaning that every single entry point here for Bliss is going to be contested. Does amp up the difficulty. Oda's looking to maybe make a play up Cool Vibes. I don't think that's going to work out. It's really probably going to be on the shoulders of Todd here.
Todd immediately feels the power of that Nitrocell from God Legion. 3 versus 1 now for Oda. Still one more E1D in his pocket, but only 30 seconds left in a 1 versus 3. And they know his position over towards Cool Vibes as well. It is known. The Chiefs on the brink of match point. Sends it up. Nice headshot. He gets the second one. He couldn't get the third though. Oh! For a brief moment in time, even Digital's face says it all as to how close the Chiefs were to losing that round. Match point though for the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs can laugh about that now, but had they have lost that round, they would have been seething. Oh, wow. What an effort from Oda to somehow almost bring that back, and a couple of millimeters left or right there on the final attempt on that 1v1. Honestly, he could well have walked away with a victory there, and I don't know what it is about Australian teams and throwing from that position. I mean, there was a play at the Tokaname Pro League Finals where Wildcard threw kind of a similar situation here in a similar position. But look, the Chiefs able to win out there in the end, and they'll take their tack.
And tactical timeout perfectly taken now as well. Match point for the Chiefs. Team Bliss now need to win 2 in a row to force that OT. And as I said earlier, this is the first time really this entire stage that Bliss are in this sort of position. And I think it's a really good position for them to be in. I know that's weird to say, but this is a team that's already locked up a grand final spot, right? And they've had a very successful season. They're 6-0. They've been constantly winning in regulation. It's about time that they are now on the back foot, that they can now grow as a team, okay, that momentum that they've been riding all stage, maybe it drops off here for this moment, for this game. Backs up against the wall, and you will be able to learn and grow from this experience. Understand what it takes when you're down to come back. And that's something that, you know, come playoff time, guys, in that grand final, they may find themselves in this position. So to get this experience now is invaluable.
Quick question. Why does Jigsaw have 20 juice boxes behind him? Is he on the juice?
Some people collect stamps. Some people collect baseball cards. Some people collect juice boxes.
Jigsaw is on the juice. I guess that is why he's been playing so well this stage.
You can't say that. I think you can't legally say that.
I mean the juice boxes.
Well, he's not on them. They're over there in the corner.
And that's true.
He's on his chair.
Maybe he's sitting on more. You don't know how many he has.
Oh, do you think he's got, like, you know, a fort of juice boxes that he's sitting on?
Potentially.
That'd be kind of cool. But look, I mean, and look, this is the beautiful thing for this moment for Team Bliss is that even if they lose this game, they still hold on to first place. They're still in that grand final, right? It's not like you throw out everything and say, oh my God, the stage was ruined. Okay, we didn't go 7-0, whatever. Chiefs, and I think Bliss have already said this, Chiefs is a team that they obviously respect as a competitor, right? And they knew that this was going to be a tough game. Chiefs needed to win in regulation to get that second place back. And now they've got this match point. And it says a lot about the Chiefs as well, who have been, you know, they started kind of slow in this game, and then they just kept going with it, Could have easily been a 3-0 start for Team Bliss, but the Chiefs were constantly just on their heels, and Gold Legion has just been, I mean, something else.
Yeah, wow. 17-5 is just such a huge number to pull here, and a really impressive performance from him, especially against one of the top-rated team at the moment in Stage 2.
10 seconds remaining.
The job, though, it's not done yet for the Chiefs. They cannot afford this game to go to overtime. They need to win it in regulation, so they really only have a couple of opportunities here, a couple of rounds buffer. In fact, 2 rounds buffer, to be precise. Now, Vast taking a little bit of damage there, probably just zooming through a wall, I would presume, creating a couple of rotations off-site, allowing for a bit more roamability here from the defense, who are looking to try and shut down the entries like Repix, like Jigsaw, and maybe even prevent some of that verticality from being established as well.
It's been a pretty easy stage if you're a Bliss fan. You haven't had too many stressful moments, but this is definitely one of them. Down match point to the Chiefs. It makes Chiefs' path in the gauntlet that little bit easier. That blemish on the record, not ideal. The fact that they are on the attack means that it's up to Bliss to be proactive. Jigsaw, arguably been one of the tougher games for him to really frag out. 9-9. He's still finding the kills though. Shade has been impressive as well. Takes out Worthy, and Bliss are storming home in this round, Guz. Although, nice pick from Digital.
Digital over towards Cool Vibes finds that one back. That's Repix taken down, who was using that Inox scanner on the Jackal to really make life difficult for these roamers. Bliss, though, plenty of time to work with here to establish this vert. Fisho, though, looking to get aggressive in response. The shotgun in hand. He's so strong with this gun.
Oh, he got him!
Fires twice and downs Oda, uses a gas wave to finish off that pick. A lot of pressure from above, though. That shade on the slate.
Oh my God, Dig!
Digital goes straight past those track stingers to find that kill. Todd, though, looking to respond back. This is just crazy coastline. Todd back fingers the observation tool. Now it's a 2-on-2.
Oh, Fisher guy with another kill with the shotgun. 2 versus 1. It is down to arguably the stage MVP to clinch the round for Bliss and keep the 7-0 dream alive. Vast and Fisher guy versus a very low HP Jigsaw. He gets a final bit of information with 35 seconds left into the round. Moving on to site, that's going to be the gas babe. Is it? I don't even know what's going on anymore. It was. Looked like confetti for me. I don't know why. Maybe there's some celebrations to come. Goes for the wall bang, unable to find it, gives away his position. You got to remember, he's low. Won't take much for him to be taken down. 15 seconds left. We're into red time. Does he go for the diffuser? What does he try and do? Goes for the flick shot. To his left, though, is going to be the man that kills him. It's Fisher Guy. It is the Chiefs. They get back into second place, heading into the playoffs. Damn straight, Digital. Things are looking pretty good.
Whoa, what the hell?
Woo, now that's a real lightsaber.
Oh my god!
Team Bliss have finally been defeated. What's a man to a god, though? God Legion, what a game he produced when they needed him the most. And Digital, be careful, mate. That tongue might get burnt.
Jesus, he's gonna burn his eyebrows off. Don't do that, Dig. Be careful. But look, celebrations deserved here. The Chiefs, they knock off that perfect record that Bliss could have obtained. So that's unfortunate for Bliss, but a great performance from the Chiefs. They boost themselves into second place. That's where they finished the last stage when they managed to clinch the grand final. So a little bit of deja vu to ensue potentially.
What a, yeah, I mean, what a game that was. And I think it really lived up to the billing, didn't it, guys? That was definitely, look at my hair. It just, it's falling out of the headset.
It's a bit more frazzled, mate. It's looking a bit grayer than it did when we started that match.
Oh, that game was just, honestly, I think an overtime would have probably done it a little bit more justice, but full credit to the Chiefs for being able to close it out in regulation, just like they needed to do. An OT win wouldn't have been good enough, guys. If the Chiefs had won in OT, we actually would have been sad on both fronts, because the Bliss 7-0 dream would have been defeated, and Chiefs still wouldn't have got second place anyway. But they get it done in regulation. Remember this play, though, from God Legion. That round. And that really set the tone for what this game was going to be able to produce from both sides. It was back and forth. And as I said, it was the first time this stage where I think Team Bliss faced real adversity. And they will grow from this. And they will learn. And they will want revenge in the grand final. They will probably want to play the Chiefs and say, bring it on. Let's get them again in the grand final. And that's the sign of a good side. And despite Bliss losing this game, can I still just say they went 6-1 this stage. Impeccable. And deserve that grand final spot. And for the Chiefs, they deserve that second place. And they only have to win one best of 3 to then face Team Bliss in the grand final.
Yeah, what a grand final that would be. Bliss have previously identified the Chiefs as probably their most difficult, most challenging opponent. So to see them face off in a best of 5 grand final could well be insane. But yeah, so many hero plays throughout this matchup. I mean, that highlight reel could have probably gone double the distance that it did. There were just so many great plays. Mechanical skill from both sides was really, really strong. Looking across at the stats now, of course, God Legion 17-6, quite impressive. Fisher though, actually having a really big impact in this matchup, and I know he's someone that we've mentioned hasn't had the best rating so far in stage 2, both regionally and nationally. That said, in this matchup, he's getting really critical picks on the board. He was also having a massive impact late round, going for plants, setting up for post plants, etc. So a quick shout out to all the support homies out there that probably don't get as much love as they deserve.
Certainly so. It's a team game at the end of the day, guys. It is a team game. And, you know, yeah, sometimes the support don't quite get the spotlight. It is what it is, though. I think, obviously, as we know, God Legion probably from this game deserves the entire spotlight shining on his face because he was phenomenal. The Chiefs as a team, though, looked great. And they continue to look great. And this is why they were the chop of the week, cuz. Why are they losing to LFO? This team can do so many good things. They just got to break that LFO curse. That's really the only thing stopping them. But hey, and this is the other thing. Had they beaten LFO,
they would have finished first.
They would have finished first.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. That is, I mean, what a storyline that is. How they let that happen, and that's really unfortunate for the Chiefs. But, well, they've done it from second place before. I'm sure they'll be backing themselves to do it again. I
know Digital's listening to us because he is coming in for an interview, as we always do. We'd love to have you on, Dig. Firstly, I just have to ask, are we safe from your flamethrower? Oh my god.
Yes, you saw it. The flames. That game, that was for God. That was for God, that game. Jake went off. I just thought it was something funny. I just thought it last second sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy matchup that was. I mean, Cosign, of course, naturally is a pretty wild matchup. But, I mean, let's take our minds back to that God Legion clutch in the post plan over towards service. I'm sure you probably remember it. I mean, what was going on there? Was that just pure adrenaline? Was there any calls? Like, what was going on in the camp during that one?
I mean, obviously, Jake going off there. I don't want to take anything away from it. We, like, pretty sure we knew where every single one was because we had, like, cams on site and and info on the other players. But nah, God just went off there. Just sort of was cool, calm, and collected, and got the job done. So yeah, I think we were a little bit too aggressive in that post plant, and they almost punished us for it. But they forgot we still had Jake alive. So yeah, thank you to Jake for that one, I guess.
Firstly, Digital, obviously not first place finish, but you do actually improve on the stage 1 regulation portion of this, period. But you need to now run the gauntlet a little bit. How are you feeling going into playoffs? I mean, you only got the 1 best of 3 because you have secured that 2nd place. Obviously, you don't know exactly who you're going to be playing, but how's the team feeling, I guess, as a team heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, good. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't make South APAC playoffs, so I guess sort of a lot of our energy will be going to this league now. So we're feeling good. I think we came 2nd last season. Yeah, we did, and so sort of in similar shoes to last season, I guess you could say. I don't know who would verse first in the playoffs, but I'm confident that we can make it to the granny because I'm pretty sure we're gonna verse 3rd place, and then I'm thinking it's Bliss, obviously. So just confident and excited for those games. Bliss are obviously informed team, so a BO3 against them will be kind of cool. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I think grand finals best of 5. I think. So
best
I mean,
5, yeah, that's
map
right.
pool might be tested. I think it's best of 5. So yeah, definitely.
it was
best of
last
5
season,
getting
so-
confirmation. So yeah, I mean that can lend into a bit of a question. Do you think your map pool's deep enough for a BO5 against Bliss?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's, if anything, I think it's a question for them. Like I'm from what I know, I think they might have to dip their toes maybe into maps they're not that comfortable on, but we're fine with the BO5 format.
I'm going to give you the floor here, mate, because obviously it's the last time we're going to see you for the regulation before playoffs, and you're pretty deep into the gauntlet already, so we may not hear from you again for a little while. Any final shout-outs for the stage as a whole?
Thank you to everyone watching. Cheers for the support. Means a lot, means the world, guys. So yeah, cheers for that. And thank you to Chiefs, my teammates, and yeah, to you guys as always. Thank you for the cast.
All right, thanks for playing, Dig.
Thank you very much, mate, for coming on, having a chat. As always, best of luck in the playoffs.
Cheers, guys.
Digital hopefully keeping safe from himself. Big win for the Chiefs, though. Gets them back into 2nd place. It also puts the first blemish on Bliss for stage 2. Their first L, Guz. What does it mean for them?
Not that much, really. I think it's difficult to make an assertion as to whether it means a whole lot. I think as Digital framed it, they're going to be tested, though, in the grand final. Is their map pool deep enough? I know it's a common theme we've been saying throughout this stage, and rightly so. I think we should be a little bit cautious of their ability to play deep into a BO5, just considering that, there's only 7 maps in the pool, so you've got to be really experienced across a wide range of maps to try and get 3 over the line. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited to see if they can bounce back off what has been, only a tiny blemish over what has been an incredible stage. Bliss have played so well. They continue to prove the doubters wrong. And if they can somehow pull it off in the grand final, I mean, wow, maybe they are, a really serious threat for OCE heading forward. Maybe even a tantalizing prospect for Apex South.
Mate, you got to stop using that word. Anyway, 1 more game to go tonight. We're going to go to a break. When we do come back, though, it is LFO versus Rhythm playing for a bit of pride.